What's going on, everybody? It's Dave Roberts. I'm here to give my mindset of where I am in this particular world that we're living in right now. So, I'm doing this particular short video because I'm frustrated. And that's the best way I could put it. I'm frustrated because I'm at a place where I have to figure out at 48, what's going to be best for me for the next 10, 15 years. And that's frustrating, people, real rap. Because I have to unlearn a lot of habits that I've had in reference to my view on working. I've always believed and come from a place of working hard is rewarded. And some of that is still true, and a lot of it isn't anymore. We now arrived to a place of it's who you know, how you know them, what you can do for them, what they can do for you, if they can do, and if nothing can be done for either side of the table, then you gotta find something else, and it sucks. I'm 48 years old, and I love every minute of that. I've loved getting to this particular place and how I've gotten to this particular place of being 48 and the things I've acquired along the way as far as family and children and experiences in life, and good and bad. I wouldn't trade any of it. The frustrating part of where I am is because I want more and I need more. And the reason for this particular video is because I'm sure I'm not alone in that particular mindset. The reason for the thoughts being shared is because my frustration comes from how do I get to that next phase of life covering the next 10 to 15 years of trying to be, more successful or happier. Both together, one or the other. I will prefer both together. So my mindset is fragile. Best way I can put it, fragile. And again, the reason I'm sharing is because I can't be alone. I know I'm not alone. Everything moves at a so much faster pace than it has when we were growing up, and even when our parents were raising us, it was a slower pace. There was hope, and that light seems to get dimmer and dimmer. And I'm not trying to sound all apocalyptic, but it is a time for us at our particular age, if you're at this particular age with me, and definitely for our younger people, that we have to find ways to provide them hope. So I share this with you. I was watching The Breakfast Club, one of their episodes, and was an episode that Dave Chappelle was a guest on. And they were talking, of course, about, why Dave walked away from his show. And, in brief, Dave was explaining, basically, they were trying to kill his artistic soul and make him a sellout and pretty much taint his legacy that he was putting together to leave behind. And fortunately, Dave, being the brilliant mind that he is, was aware enough, and he was surrounded by a good team of people that supported him on being comfortable with walking away from someone trying to take something from him that was his. And so in that hiatus of that 10-year time frame, Dave also explained how he had to redo his thinking on matters, which is appreciated because the one thing that was a profound statement that Dave Chappelle had stated when he was talking to Charlemagne was that life is humiliating. And after watching the episode, it took me a couple of days to kind of mull over what that statement really meant. And I really started to get it. Life is humiliating, and more so because in order to be successful in the next stages, in the stages of living, and as you progress in them, you have to be willing to unlearn old habits And in that particular process of doing so, it's cumbersome, it's uncomfortable, it's embarrassing, and mainly because you fall down a lot. And the whole getting up and dusting yourself off part is the frustrating, humiliating, and embarrassing part. Because in your mind, you understand that I've had a successful way of doing things in the past, and now that's not particularly working for me right now, and it's too much. So a step in the right direction for me is, being able to share these things on a regular basis. And so September the 15th, I'm going to be launching my new show on ams.news.tv with my man Moose on the Moose Sports Show. Shout out to my man, there he is right there. And we're going to get it popping. I'll give you guys some information about that and update you on that, and I hope that I can get some support for that, because the topics that I plan to cover are going to be social topics of how they affect us, and the things that go on and how we can progress financially, relationship wise, personally, of course, and just a venue. And I'm looking forward to some participation, having some guests, having some friends on, having some speakers that I can come across and dig up to kind of, as a people, try to put us ahead as well. Pretty much my give back, because I realize that you do have to give back. You can't keep taking. You can't keep being a hunter all your life. At some point, you have to be a nurturer. So I say all that to say, I appreciate anyone that decides to watch this, and hopefully you'll continue to watch in the future. Again, look out for me on September the 15th. It will be a live broadcast as well as a recorded one, and we put that information out on that network. But in short, keep your heads up. We out here in these streets, and we out here doing it. All right? That's the word according to me. I holla.